We're live. We're live. We're live.
Good morning to you. Good morning. My name is Brian K McNeil.
Like. I am Lisa Santiago McNeil.
And we're going to talk about it. In my classic book, 932, there's a whole chapter devoted to this one word that we consider very, very important. And the word is money.
Money is the key to end all your woes.
Your ups, your downs, your highs, and your lows. Won't you tell me
last time that love bought your clothes?
It's like that.
And that's the way it is.
Now, we're going to talk about money, but from a different perspective. We're going to talk about how money can empower.
Absolutely.
Not so much making and losing and having that, but the empowerment
through
of
money. Absolutely. We're going to talk about it back in a moment.
Good morning. My name is Brian McNeil.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeil.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Like. Good morning again. Once again, we are here this morning. It is Thoughtful Thursday, and we appreciate you. Thank you for joining.
Good morning, Miss Shirley.
Good morning. Go ahead, baby. I'm trying to get my system back up.
Okay, good. Well, I was going to talk about our topic today, and we do have a special guest today. We have a special guest that we think you're going to like her.
Absolutely.
So we're going to introduce her to you around like 9:15, 9:20, somewhere in that range.
Absolutely.
Okay. But we've had great guests before, and we always do our best to bring great guests on here to introduce them to you, our loving, entrepreneurial, supportive audience. Now, today's topic is money, but the empowerment of money. I'm talking about money's best uses.
Absolutely.
Best uses of money. Okay. Yeah. You excited, Miss Shirley? Miss Shirley's excited about our guest. She's excited about the show. How you can use money for the good and what money can do for yourself and for your community and for your family.
I definitely think money is beneficial to the choices that you get to make. Good morning, Leon.
You get to make better choices.
You get to make not only better choices, but you get to make your own choices.
Say that one more time.
You get to make your own choices.
Your own choices when you have money. Good morning, Lisa.
You're going to kiss me already.
Okay, fine. Let me take that off and stuff. Goodness gracious, you can kiss me already. What kind of stuff is that? Who says stuff like that?
I was just kidding. Hey, Leonda.
Good morning, Miss Leonda. How you doing? Good morning, Dr. Beverly. Good morning to you.
Hey.
Miss Antonobi, she says she's having difficulties because we're not seeing her posts on here. And I want to know where she's coming from. She's on, but we're not seeing her posts.
Absolutely. Good morning, my beautiful family from Dr. Beverly. Money answers all things.
I read that in a book one time. Money answers all things.
Absolutely.
It's so tempting when we bring up the topic of money to talk about bad things associated with
Absolutely.
it. That's so tempting. Talk about the grind to make the money. It's so tempting to talk about, I had to work this way and had to do that. And then we scaled our business and I worked with this person there and that person there. And then I made $1 billion. No, that's not what we're talking about today.
No, that's not what we're talking about. Leonda said that's so true. It takes much thinking first. It does. Before you decide what you're going to do, when you have the money to make the decision, it does make sense to be diligent in that. Shirley says, I use a portion of my money to help others.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Amen. Mr. Kenny
Good
Tucker.
morning, Kenny.
Kenny, you are getting to be a regular homie. I'm glad of that. I like that you're here regularly.
Brian be feeling outnumbered because we are primarily there
ain't no primarily to it. This show is for the ladies.
Whatever.
There's very few men.
We have men.
We do have men, and we do have regular men.
Yes.
But we don't have a few of us. Most of the time, it's ladies. But that's how it is all the time in these training circles and these things like that. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna ask you something.
Okay.
This question has come up to us both a bunch of times, and I think we have a similar answer to it.
Okay.
When people say, "What church do you go to?"
This church.
What do you mean?
The Empowerment Circle family is our church.
This what we're doing right now.
Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday. This is our church. Okay. And I told that to someone. I said, we basically have church Monday through Friday because our church is from 9 a.m. to 9:52 a.m. Monday through Friday during our show. Let's talk about it. Let's get that out the way now. We talk about on this show. This show's been going on since October of 2016. Monday through Friday since October 16. That means this October we'll be entering into our 8th year. But right now we're in our 7th year doing this show.
Absolutely. Dr. Beverly says the few men we do have are absolutely powerful, and they are the greatest.
We're going to talk about that somewhere too today.
Absolutely.
But the show we talk about personal conversations,
business information,
and spiritual inspiration.
With a little bit of shenanigans thrown.
That's what the show talks about, okay? Her name is Lisa Santiago McNeil, as we have said.
This is Brian K. McNeil, as you all know.
And we together make up what's called the Empowerment Duo. The Empowerment Duo has an expressed ministry, and our express ministry is
economic independence
through
entrepreneurship.
That's what we do. That's what we're about.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely. I have found that economic independence brought about esteem, particularly in women, as I began this journey back in 2016, actually 2015, actually 2013, if you really want to think about it, with Women Empowerment Networks, understanding that a lot of times women, particularly, because that's my ministry, were caught up in situations and scenarios where they didn't have enough money to make the decisions that were in the best interest for their family.
Way back in 2015, very, very early. Let's catch up comments first. Leonda says,
let us not forget to fellowship with each other.
Yes. We don't. This group is great at fellowship.
Absolutely.
Sister Jacqueline says,
good morning, Jacqueline. Yes. I'm blessed to be here again. Arizona morning. Good
we got Arizona in the house.
6 a.m. Woo, woo. Leonda says, so true. The men are special and smart. Absolutely.
Yes, we are. Now,
the men in this group are special and smart.
Back in 2000, yes, the Empowerment Duo Church of God. Amen.
Amen.
Dr. Beverly, thank you for that. Back in 2015, Lisa and I were real just new to meeting each other. And Lisa was giving a women's conference, women's empowerment conference at a church. The church had like a stage in it. It was the facility of the church. And I was just there to watch. I wasn't speaking or nothing. I was just there to, be in support of Lisa. I didn't say nothing. But Lisa was leading the group, and she had other speakers, but she gave a talk. And her talk was about, she launched her women's ministry so that no woman ever has to be in a situation, staying in a situation because of money.
Absolutely.
That was her talk. It was her speech, but it was really a sermon. Her mission was so that no woman is stuck for a lack of money. Mm-hmm. And she wanted to empower women economically. Back in 2015, that probably wasn't the first time I fell in love with her, but it was one of them, certainly.
Amen.
And that's her ministry. If you didn't know, Lisa, she may do a different thing. She wasn't publishing when I first heard her give that talk, for example. But she publishes now, and she wasn't being the coach's coach then, but she is now. But it's been a pervasive part and an undergirding of everything she does. She wants women to be able to stand on their own and not be held back or held in place because of money.
Absolutely, and to be able to make the best decisions for themselves and their families based upon their own abilities to subsidize that decision.
And I think it's better.
Yeah, actually. Imagine you can't even leave a oppressive situation because you can't afford to be on your own, or you can't afford the bus ticket or the plane ticket. Imagine the freedom that comes from being able to afford your own escape.
I was watching every night before I shower, I go in the bathroom. brush my teeth, clean my contact lenses, take my shower. But I always listen to stand-up comedy, okay, as I'm doing this. Every night I listen to stand-up comedy. And I was listening to a comedian that Lisa and I have enjoyed before. Her name is Ali Wong, a little Asian lady, Ali Wong, okay? And this is our third Netflix special, and I think we'd seen it together. Now, she talked about, it was so interesting. She did this one thing that she's married now. She says, I've been married now for 7 years or 8 years, whatever it was. And she goes, and when she pressured her husband into marrying her, because she was attempting to be a stand-up comedian, but 8 years ago, her career wasn't going very well.
Mm-hmm.
She was trying to be a stand-up comedian, but she wasn't sure of a financial future. And the husband, he was a Harvard graduate. So in her mind, I felt like I better lock this up, get this Harvard graduate, because that way I won't end up homeless or broke. So she pressured him into marrying her. Now, she was going for funny. She pressured him into marrying her because she wanted to secure her future. 8 years later, 3 Netflix specials later, several movies later, she now knows that she can stand on her own, and she wishes she had waited.
So often that is the case. So often that fear of not being able to be independent is what pulls us into that situation that may not be in our best interest.
I remember even when I was in the Army.
Leonda said that's what we are doing, a fellowship. Love it, and learning and being empowered by the duo. Well,
amen. That's right. That's right, Sister Leonda. You've been an addition to our show, too.
And we appreciate
your comments have added.
Absolutely, absolutely.
When I was in the Army, I remember some ladies, young girls, they weren't ladies yet. They were still girls, okay? But they was talking about getting their MRS degrees. Their MRS degrees.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to marry soldiers so they can get their MRS.
Their Mrs.
Yes. They were planning and plotting on how they could secure their future by getting an MRS.
But so often we have found that raising your self-esteem can also raise your awareness. And a lot of the women that I worked with initially did not understand what gifts, skills, and talents they actually brought to the table until they were assisted in seeing themselves from the right perspective.
Now we're going to bring our guest up in 4 minutes. You're going to see her. Okay. She's already in the green room.
Brian's going to get his coffee. But there were situations. So I started out, Leonda said, yes, Lisa, thank you so much. So we started out, myself and my business partner, her name is Kamika, as an advocacy for children. Actually, we realized quite early on, very, very early on, that the advocacy for the children really was codependent upon the advocacy for their mothers. We had the opportunity to work with the school systems and the children in schools, including our own children in schools, because A, we had a car, B, we had time, C, I had the opportunity to flex my time with my work because I was in a position where I could take time off. And we found that so many times when little Johnny or little Susie was being called into question because they had done something and gotten in trouble about something, their own parent couldn't be there because they had to work or they were not on a bus line or whatever the case was. And so we worked with the school to be proxies for the parents. Mm-hmm. To be proxies for the parents. That means that we could go into the school and sit down with little Johnny, little Sally's teacher, and then take that message, take that information back to the parent as an advocate of the child. We're not there for the school, we're there for the child. And what we found out very, very early on was that the problem was not little Johnny or little Susie. The problem was the unavailability of the mom, not because she didn't want to be there, because she couldn't be there, because she was working, because it was a single parent household, because there was some other precursor that was keeping her out of the scenario. We also found that by helping the mother to see her value and helping her to raise her own self-esteem, it actually had a trickle-down effect. It actually allowed the children to see their parents in this positive light. I remember one parent, I walked into the home because we went to their homes, and she had this beautiful floral display that she had created that you could tell that she was taking much affinity for and much pride in. And by pointing that out and asking her, we actually asked her to help someone else with a similar project. She actually started her business from that point. We actually have our guest Pamela in the background, and we want to bring our
guest on.
Yes, I'm gonna.
Okay.
I was trying to get you
letting you know
place, that okay? I was transitioning to you.
Stop for a second, okay? Our guest. Because you start new stories.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you did. I remember this one family. I got you. Okay, so anyway, see what I mean, Sister Jacqueline? So I believe I met this young lady about 2.5 years ago, I believe. Maybe 3, but at least 2 years ago. And I believe she was a part of a woman's training course put on by someone up in New York, and I was a guest speaker. And as a guest speaker, I offered myself, offered a consultation with the ladies there. And she's one of the ladies that chose to take a consultation with me. And then she became my client. And I've seen her grow in the last 2 years, amazingly. I've seen her travel. I've seen her take the course with me is awesome. But she's taken other courses too. And she's done all this. She's invested her time. She's invested her energy. She's invested her money. I've seen her speak. I've seen her impact people. I've seen her testimonials and the testimonial videos that people have been choosing to make about her. I'm going to welcome to the stage, introduce you to a friend of ours, my friend, my former client, well, always my client, Miss Pamela McCoy.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Delighted to be here.
You look great, first off.
You guys look wonderful. And I love the banter.
So, Pamela, I kind of gave an intro to you, because I want them to get to know you. But before we dive into the conversation, please introduce yourself however you would like.
Well, good morning, everyone. Again, I'm delighted to be here. Thank you guys for welcoming me to your show. This dynamic duo is just that: empowerment, fire, energy. Absolutely love it. As I said, I'm Pamela McCoy, aka Pamela with 3 A's. And that's important because that's my website. So if you put the E, it's not me, right? My background is I graduated from North Carolina State University. I worked in corporate for over 25 years. I've been an entrepreneur since 2008, where I started my first business, Bonafide Credit Consultants, LLC, where we focus on financial capability education, personal money management. And then fast forward to 2020, June to be exact, I got what I refer to as my assignment from the big guy. And B5 Reaffirm division of my company was actually launched. And B5 Reaffirm focuses solely on self-esteem. We target a lot on females, but I have worked with males. And what is a B5? I'm so glad you guys asked. A B5 is that I'm a bona fide boss with brains, beauty, and a believer in me. Lisa started talking about self-esteem and empowerment. And when I tell you mind and money, that's the foundation of everything, right? And we all know that you can't build a house on a rocky foundation. It cannot stand and sustain. So these two, financial and mindset, are fundamental to building the house called you, right? Amen. So I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to have
dynamic duo. We're going to be the trio today.
Now we're the empowerment duo. So we don't want Lisa to talk about it. It's the empowerment duo. I heard you. Yes. But I want to say, the older I get, the more I think you're right. The foundation has to be the mindset and the money, the way we think about money. And I know in your career, that's a large part of what you do is helping people get away from the lacking mindset. I think, I don't have enough money and all that. Can you talk about what is it? I mean, what do you mean when you say the transition to getting to the right mindset for money?
Well, like you said, those self-limiting thoughts. I often ask the question, what is your earliest memory of learning about money? And oftentimes it's, oh, when I was in college or high school or something. The reality is that first memory goes way, way back when your feet were dangling in that cart, right? At the grocery store or Walmart or what have you. And we don't really make that connection. And we were learning then how to transact. So that person that you were with, that adult, did they pay for what they purchased with cash? Did they pay for it with a credit card? Did they write a check, right? How did they do that? And those of us from, the urban community, you had that conversation in the parking lot. Don't touch nothing. Don't ask.
That's right, because you don't want nothing.
Right. And we just kind of knew that was in the mama handbook or whatever. But the reality is that was a budget, right? That was what I refer to as a spending plan. The person that you were with already had in their mind what amount of money they had available to spend, right? Mm-hmm. And so if you're in there dumping things in the cart, they had a list, some things that they must have, that they needed to have. The things that the child want is usually an extra, right? Because the child isn't going in there saying, I think we need a head of lettuce. I think we need some tomatoes and maybe some hamburger meat. That's not what the kid is thinking. The kid is thinking some candy, some cereal, a toy, those kind of things. And those are add-ons or extra. And so really our first exposure was way early. And until we really start recognizing that, and even us now in that role as that adult, seizing those teachable moments with these youngsters, right? Because a kid can learn about money as early as they can articulate and understand. You just teach at their level, right? Yep. I mean, you could have a toddler, a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, and set some boundaries and say, okay, if you pick up all of your toys, I'm going to pay you a nickel. And we're going to put that nickel in your piggy bank. Right? You're setting that mindset, creating these behaviors, because it's not about the zeros, as I like to say. So it's not that it's 5 cents versus $5. It's about teaching them these behaviors, this money mindset of we don't spend everything we make, we save.
Let me jump in here. Miss Jacqueline Rosier says,
what is my first memory of money? Wow.
My brain went there too. When you asked that question, I suspect everyone thought, okay, what was my first memory? And I went back to places of, you got some McDonald's money, or we don't have money for that,
right?
Or we don't have money for that, or we can't afford that. I can see the words coming out of my mom and dad's mouth right now. Those are my earliest memories of money, and they do get ingrained.
Those early memories actually got so ingrained that I use them counterintuitively with my children, because we were told beforehand, you get in this store, you can't have nothing, you can't touch nothing. Well, for me, what I did with my kids is you had to name it and claim it outside. There was no impulse buys. You had to ask for it while we were still outside. And that was what you could get. You were not going in there and getting up to the candy line, because I saw so many children at the front checkout, like, oh, can I have that? Oh, can I have that? I didn't want that. So you got to name it and claim it one thing before we went in. And it got to the point that my son was like, wait. I'm not ready. He didn't want to go in the store.
I love it.
Until he could figure out what he could get.
Let's catch up comments. I'm going to get back to our amazing guest, Miss Kendu Spice says,
hey, Grand Rising. This is great wisdom. Sometimes I shop with a bag instead of a cart. If it doesn't fit in the bag, I'm not buying it.
Amen. That's a great tactic.
Good morning, Craig. Thank you for joining us. He says, good morning to everyone. Have a blessed day on purpose and enjoy it to the fullest.
All right, Pamela, we're already enjoying you, and I got some questions in mind. Did you need to say something before I start asking you more questions?
Oh, no. Fire away, sir. Fire away.
All right, I'm going to put you in a scenario.
Okay.
We're going to role play something, okay? And I want you to handle this, okay? Pretend I'm a woman, too. Okay. Are you Miss Pamela McCoy?
I am.
Pamela, I just heard your talk about women and money, and I thought it was a phenomenal talk. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Pamela, I want to ask you something. Maybe you can help me. I make terrific money, okay, but I never have any, okay? My salary is $175,000 a year is my salary, and I can bonus, which brings my income typically close to 200, a little bit more than $200 but I have like no savings and my money's always gone. And I don't know what's going on with my money. I think it's because I pay for trips and help my family out, but I'm not even sure where my money goes. Can you help me?
Absolutely. The first thing I would say is we've got to create a spending plan, also known as a budget. I like to call it a spending plan because a budget, no one likes a budget because a budget is like that D word,
Right.
diet. All about what you shouldn't do, what you couldn't do, the guilt that comes with you when you do, right? And so a spending plan simply means we acknowledge the fact that we have to spend money, but we're going to strategically spend the money. So we're going to plan, right? So we need to write it all out. And as it says in the word, write it down and make it plain, right?
So that people can see it and run into it. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So that would be my first suggestion. And once you write it down, you'll start seeing and understanding where the money is going, right? And then you can make needed adjustments as it relates to, because with that spending plan also comes goal setting, right? You said you're not currently saving. We need to create a goal, something that we're, a dollar amount, a percentage, something. Because if I like to say in life, if you're not working towards something, by default, you're working towards nothing. And I know we all want to work towards something.
I love what you said, but that lady in that scenario, I think unless you come her way or someone like you comes her way, she'll always be in the same position. It'll stay the same for her next year. The year after that, 10 years, she'll be in the same boat.
Absolutely. Because you know what they say, the definition of insanity, keep doing the same thing and thinking you're going to get different results. A change has to come, right? In order for something to change, something has to change.
All right, we're going to catch up the comments. We'll get right back to you.
Absolutely. Okay. Dr. Beverly says, my first memory of money is to get an office water jug and to save all the funny looking coins in a special jug and to save all the other change you find and get back from shopping. Because one day that funny looking money will make you a billionaire. You just have to show it to the right dealer so that he can complete his or her collection. Amen.
Sister Jacqueline says.
Sister Jacqueline says, there was a running joke about my twin brother. He would teach his children from birth to say, give me $1, instead of teaching his children to say, Dad, talk about the first time. LOL. Craig says, right now, my first memory of money is in the candy store in the Towers. That's where I first met Craig, River Park Towers in New York. Now that was money legit and money not legit. I saw both sides of money. You know what was so funny, Craig? I didn't know about the illegitimate money that was going on in there.
Dr. Beverly says, little did I know, I was being taught to save a little. Little can bring a lot.
Little can bring a lot.
Good morning, Miss Sheila Gotham. How you doing? Good morning. Introduce you to our guest, Miss Pamela McCoy. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We're talking about her company. Say your name of your company again and the premise of your company again, please.
It is Bonafide Credit Consultants, and the Bonafide is spelled different. It's BONA, the number 5D. I don't know if you have time to go into all that today, but 5 is my number. It's prevalent in all of my businesses and everything I do. Thus B5 Reaffirm being the newest division. My workshops that I do are all around the number 5, fueling financial fire for females, or fueling financial fire for families, or fueling financial fire for fellas, all F5s. The motto of Bonafide is E5, educate, empower, evolve, enlighten, and enrich. When you apply those principles, financial freedom's right in the palm of your hand. We all can do it. We just have to shift our mindset and set some goals.
Amen.
Ms. Sheila God said, I love the branding with number 5.
Amen. 5, the number of grace.
And all those sound like
that's exactly it.
They all sound like signature talks to me too. Mm-hmm. All those you just mentioned, all could be signature talks. You know, that's what it sounds like to me too.
So, and I like when they were talking about just saving a little. I say pennies make dollars. So we don't step over pennies. We pick up them pennies because pennies make dollars.
Absolutely. All day, every day.
Now, it's possible already somebody's watching you and they might like your energy, your smile. They think you're smart and they want to connect with you. How do you prefer people connect with you?
Go to my website, as Lisa's put down here in the bottom, and all my contact information will be there, my cell phone, my email address, or what have you. Reach out. love to do workshops and seminars, and would love to do one for your group, your organization, wherever a few are gathered, as they say.
Wherever a few are gathered.
That's PAMALA McCoy.com. And it is in the in the lower third. We definitely want you to connect.
Do you remember back when you and I were working together?
I do. Seems like so long ago, yet just like yesterday.
But I will tell you, it's amazing your growth that I can see. And if you'll permit me, I like to share what I see the difference between you now versus
okay.
then. She was always smart, y'all. She was smart back then, but she was not back then as stable and confident as she is today. To me, you seem much stronger now and much more powerful now than you did back then. And I'm happy to believe is because of your due diligence, your willingness to work on Pamela. You've worked on yourself, and you've gone and applied, and you've grown so much. It's a beautiful thing for me to see. Am I close to what actually has happened to you?
Well, thank you for all of that. And absolutely, I consider myself a work in progress, a lifetime learner, right? And just like you invest in other things, you have to invest in you,
Absolutely.
Right? Because the goal always is to become a better version of yourself. Right. And that's not to say, oh, you're a horrible person yesterday, but each day my prayer is that I'm a better person today than I was yesterday. Right. And that means growth. That means learning something new every day. But again, that goes back to mindset, because you have to be intentional to say, you know what, there's something to be learned today and I want to learn it. And I always tell, particularly when I'm working with young people, because of course they have strong opinions about people that they don't like or whatever. And I like to share with them that we can absolutely learn something from everybody, even the worst person you can think about, right? You can learn something from them. I share the worst boss I ever had, right, in corporate. And he was, when I tell you, on so many levels. But one of the things I absolutely learned, I don't ever want to be like you.
Yeah.
Right?
Some people teach us what not to do.
And treat people the way you do, right?
Mm-hmm. It's you're inspiring me today too, because I want to say these words. Pamela is an example of you can get there. Mm-hmm. If you stay diligent, if you stay on your course, if you hold on to your faith, if you have a clear direction in mind, you can get there. And that's what I think is so beautiful about having you on here today. So I've been dominating a lot of the conversation here. I'm going to read these comments, but I'm going to come back to you. Because what I want you to do is to take a few minutes, and I want you to share with this loving audience. Our audience is entrepreneurial, mostly female, mostly mature, but very loving and very supportive. And a lot of people watch this show throughout the day too. So I'm going to come back to you after we catch up our comments here. And I want you to take a couple of minutes to share something with them.
Okay.
Sister Jacqueline says,
money was very confusing to me. Excuse me. Money was very confusing to me when I was a child. Adults around me showed a lot of emotional energy about it, negative and positive. It took me a long time to relax and become knowledgeable about it. This conversation is important. It's so important. Thank you, Pamela. Dr. Beverly says, I put 4 kids through college with those jars.
Amazing.
When they left home, I gave all of them a jar of quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies for them to do whatever they wanted. Now they are the same with their children, and now they have other financial benefits to look into. Amen.
Amen.
Sister Sheila says, I've learned the most from having horrible bosses.
Yeah.
I've learned what not to do. Amen.
Yes. That part.
Learned the most from horrible bosses. Interesting.
Yes.
And Melissa Price says, good morning, Pam. But I'm telling you, Pam, this group.
She says, good morning, fam.
Good morning, fam. This group of people that you just read the comments, they are all amazing and accomplished. Yes. So I want you to take a couple of minutes. What would you share with this loving audience?
I would say, kind of piggybacking on what you were saying, right? You've got to have a plan, make a plan, work the plan. as it says in the word, write it down, make it plain, those kinds of things, and stay the course. And it's not easy. The other thing I would say is we always, always, always need to have a clearly defined why, right? Because your why is that thing deep down inside. And when when that why is there and it's strong enough, because whatever journey, whatever path you choose, there's going to be peaks and valleys, highs and lows. There'll be times that you question yourself, why did I choose this path? There'll be no shortage of naysayers on, oh, you'll never do it, you'll never make it, you'll never accomplish it, all of that. So be prepared for all of that. But as I say in one of my books, because I'm also an author, I say if your why is strong enough, the what won't matter and the how will just show up. And that how is strongly related and attached for me to my faith, right? Sometimes you don't even know how you're going to do it, but he'll make a way. If it is in your purpose, he's going to make a way, right? But you got to be ready, prepared to stand strong, to weather the storm of all of those naysayers and the bumps in the road, the disappointments, the disillusionment, and all of that, and be determined to persevere. And I have this little placard of perseverance that I share. And one of the things on that placard is the definition of no, because you're going to get some no's along your journey and you can choose to let those no's deflate you. But I like to say, for me, what no really means is next opportunity. So next.
Amen.
Pamela, you have been a wonderful guest.
Amen.
We knew that you would be. I hope you had a good time.
I did. I love the energy.
Can you hang out for a few minutes in the green room?
I absolutely can.
All right, so we're going to put her down to the green room for now. Thank you. Hang out with us for a minute. Was she not a great guest?
Absolutely.
Did we not have us a great guest? I want you guys to reach out to Miss Pamela McCoy. The correct spelling of her name was on the screen there. And reach out to her, connect with her. I promise you guys have some linking with her as well.
Absolutely. Kenny says, amazing. What, bro? You stuck in there? You hung in there? Amen. We appreciate you. Melissa says, good morning to you, Pamela. And she goes on to say it, sis. God will always make a way. Faith without works is dead. We got to be ready to put the foot forward in order to travel the path. He makes a way for us. Very inspiring.
Thank you very much. We thought she would be. Now her closing thought, she said, when your why is strong enough, the how will show up. And she said something else too. Let's catch this up because I want you to do your thing too. Okay?
Jacqueline says it learned after 50 to have a great relationship with money.
Yes.
Today, I believe money, like the Bible said, answers all things. Glad I am no longer afraid of it.
Interesting.
Amen.
So many adults live their lives like that.
Sister Shirley says, I like that. No, next opportunity.
Amen. Pamela brought it, y'all.
Absolutely.
All right, you got your card, baby?
Absolutely. Yes. Today's card is coming from the beauty cards, and it is clarity. Clarity, like a bell tone ringing. Clarity sounds a note of open order. When we are clear in our intentions and our actions, we harmonize with the tonal vibrations of the universe. Learn to recognize your own clear knowing. Clarity opens a path of deliberate action.
Bam!
Clarity.
Bam! The new ABCs of selling has the C is clarity. Clarity. Like a clear bell. Sheila Gotham says, love her energies. My first memory of money was sitting with my dad in the trustee room at church. That means she was watching her dad count money is what she was doing. That's interesting. What a great question. That question is we're going to probably ask that question for a long time.
Okay.
It's going to be pervasive on the show. We're getting close to doing what we do now. Thank you guys for joining us, first off. The show, again, we've been going on since October of 2016. That means we're into our 7th year now. And one of the things we do here is we like to, like Lisa and I always say, the show doesn't work at all without
you.
So we like to thank you guys who are contributing to the show. That means making comments.
Absolutely.
And we like to thank you guys that have been rocking with us for a long time. Some of you guys have been rocking with us for years, like
Melissa,
and Dr. Beverly.
Absolutely. Jacqueline says, excellent, Pamela. She says Tamala, but that's a typo. Do you have a book? Yes, she does. And you can get her book as well as her contact information at PamelaMcCoy.com. And there's no E in Pamela.
The Pamela with 3 A's. Pamela with 3 A's.
Absolutely.
She says, if there's an E, it ain't me. It's Pamela with 3 A's.
Absolutely.
There's the website. And that's where you can find her book. And we do want you to get her book. Connect with her, Miss Sheila. Connect with her, Miss Jacqueline. Connect with her, Miss Shirley.
Absolutely. Hey, Ronnie. Good morning.
Mr. Ronnie Evans. He says, congratulations. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for reconnecting with me last night, Ronnie.
Amen. Craig says, I wrote down reasons why I'm not where I want to be in life.
Oh, wow.
Right now. I kept asking myself, and I noticed
ask myself questions.
And I noticed that everything started with why. Now that Pamela brought it up, tonight I'm writing down my whys to conquer them if need be. Amen. Thank you.
Pamela, you have made some impact, baby. That's beautiful, Craig. Thank you. You know, when Lisa started to read your thing, Craig, I'm going to be transparent with you here. When Lisa was reading out loud what you wrote, I wrote down reasons why I am not where I want to be in life. And it made me clutch because I was like, oh my gosh, that's the wrong
question.
That's the wrong question, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you ask yourself why you're not, you're reinforcing that. So I was like, oh, I was not happy with that. But then when you said, tonight I'm writing down my whys to conquer them if need be, I think you're much better served why you will win, or what can happen so that you will win, or who do you need to connect with, or what do you need to learn? Those kinds of things. I think the way Lisa first read it, the way I heard it, was the opposite of the way I want my brother to think.
The opposite of the true intention of your phraseology.
Yeah, and our brains can't do that. Like if you think out loud to yourself,
don't think about the kitchen.
Yeah, don't think about the kitchen.
Don't think about the kitchen.
I need to lose some of this big stuff or lose my big belly. That's the opposite, and your brain is not going to help you. You got to think more like regaining my ideal form or enjoying my kitchen. Okay, Lisa and I both have taken classes in this now. We've taken classes in consistent positive direction language, neuro-linguistic programming. The whole science of it, NLP, is the science of language. The way we talk to others, the way we let others talk to ourselves, and the way we interpret what we hear. All of that science is language.
Absolutely. Good morning, Antonobi. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Antonobi, I see you in the room. Make a comment because I want to make sure that your comment is being seen. She said to me yesterday, we don't see her comments. So make a comment because I see that you came in the room and I want to make sure. There she is.
You go.
There she is.
Hey, thank you, Antonobi. Thank you for joining. Thank you all for joining us today. Make sure that you hit those likes, share the broadcast, make sure that you continue to support the programming that we do so that we can continue to bring it to you.
Now, we're about to do what we do. We thank our guests here, the ones that have been consistent contributors and the ones that have been rocking with us for a while with greeting songs or greeting logos. Like Miss Shirley DeJarnette, she's a consistent contributor. She's got a greeting song and it goes like this. Shirley DeJarnette, why it will rock you, rock you. Shirley DeJarnette, why it will rock you, rock you. Leonda Banks, you have earned a song. Help us find you one. Okay, Dr. Beverly has a logo and it goes, Dr. Beverly is on the show. Good morning, Dr. Beverly. Kenny Tucker, you deserve a song. Let's get you one.
Absolutely.
Miss Jacqueline Rosier has a logo as well as a song. Her logo goes, well, according to Jacqueline, and her song goes,
Jacqueline Rosier, pretty little one that I adore. You're the only one my heart beats for. I'm so glad that you are mine.
All right, amen. That's our lady, Miss Jacqueline Rosier.
Miss Jacqueline.
Who else got a song so
we
far?
We got
Can Do Spice has a jam.
Baby, you can do it. Take your time, do it right. You can do it, baby.
Can Do Spice, Can Do Spice. Craig Saab got a jam.
Craig Saab.
1,000 degrees. You'll be on your knees. You'll be burning, begging, please. Brother Freeze. And Craig, let me borrow your VCR so I can dub a tape.
You're so silly. Absolutely. I'll go down the list.
Sheila got this song.
Good morning. Sheila, did you finally I finally found out what the problem was with the website. So if you want to go directly to the website to order 932, you can. It's all fixed.
It was a problem. But Lisa fixed it.
But I fixed it. And if you want to order through the link that I sent you privately, please feel free to do so.
And we apologize. We appreciate your diligence and your willingness to try again.
She was working. She earned that.
I felt so bad because it wasn't simple for her, but it's a problem that's been fixed.
Absolutely. Okay. And you make sure that you let us know who you want us to share the book with for you so that we can the book we're talking about, so everyone knows, is my book 932, the 9 most important words, the 3 most important skills, the 2 most important questions.
And for everyone that purchases a book through our sites,
we will also bless an educator on your behalf.
That's right. So you can even name the educator if you want. If you don't want to name the educator, we have a pool of them, and we'll accumulate more teachers too.
Absolutely.
For our pool. So Sheila tried real hard. It couldn't work yesterday, but it's been fixed. Okay.
Sheila, storms are brewing in your eyes. Oh.
That's Sheila's jam.
That's Sheila's jam.
Sheila, you have added a lot to the show. Sheila Goff has been hanging on us for a little while now. She has added a lot. Melissa Price has a jam. Melissa Price is one of the original jams.
One of the originals.
Her jam goes like this. Bam, 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 bam. Melissa's song. Now it's time for us to sing her song. Melissa's song. Good morning, Miss Melissa Price.
Melissa. Amen, amen, amen. Oh. I don't know if I went too fast.
I don't think you did, baby. I don't think you missed anybody.
Did I miss anybody? Good morning,
again,
Kenny.
We got to find Kenny a song because Kenny, you deserve one.
Antonobi. You got her song?
I don't have her song, but I'm working on her song. But it just keeps going naturally to thank you, Sister Rosa, because the way they say it. And it's Antonobi Evans, but I don't have it yet. But if you find another song that you like better, Antonobi, let me know.
Miss Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis is here.
So clear the way. Miss Phyllis is here. Now we can all have a great day.
Morning, Miss Phyllis.
Miss Phyllis and Melissa Price have been rocking with this show.
And Dr. Beverly.
Been rocking with this show at least 7 years.
At least.
7 years they've been with us. Come on, man. That is so amazing to me.
And we appreciate your consistent viewership. We appreciate you. We thank you for helping us get these numbers back up after having lost all of the accounts and lost. We appreciate that you found us and you came back and you are helping us to rebuild that which the cankerworm has eaten.
That's right. So I want to bring we got a couple of minutes free. Pamela, can you come back on camera for a second?
Shirley said, can we bring you back up, Pamela?
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. I was looking for a thumbs up or something. Anyway.
I know. I was trying to see if she nodded her head or whatever.
So this is our show. I told you we have a little, maybe Lisa probably told you. Our show's a little silly too, okay?
But I love it. The energy, right? Finance doesn't have to be frumpy, right? Finance can be fun.
Melissa says, thank you, too, for the last 7 years. I still can't believe it's been that long. Yes,
right.
It's been that long.
It really has. It is amazing.
Sophie and Charlotte grow up.
Her daughters,
Oh, my goodness. Charlotte is looking like a teenager now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my
Well, the reason why I wanted to bring you back up, because you gave so much value and people found you inspiring and helpful. And now that you've kind of seen how the flow of the show, you was going where I wanted you to go. I wanted you to talk about what the show meant to you today. What did it mean to you?
Well, as I said, like the energy, I love the energy. It makes learning fun, right? And I think that's important because, as many have said in the comments, money, finance, it's always that icky thing. Like, I don't want to touch it. Like, I don't want any parts of that. And part of that is from upbringing and your rearing, right? And so to kind of make it fun tears down that wall. and makes people open to learn, right? So yeah, absolutely. I had a great time. Would love to come back anytime. Just let me know when.
Okay.
Always excited to talk about mind and money, because that's what we do at Bonafide and B5 Reaffirm. Right. And I love to impact. I say everything I do personally and professionally. If you ask me, one of my whys, and that why is impact. And what I mean by impact is that whomever's path I cross, whether it's for a moment, a quick hello, they attend a workshop, or I'm a guest on someone's podcast, that their life is different in a better way, has changed in a better way because our paths have intersected. And that for me is impact. And so that's what I always seek to do. So I'm glad I was able to deliver this morning some impact to your viewers and your listeners.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We got to close out. I'm going to bring you back down. We got to bring her back down, baby.
Amen.
Okay. So, all right, Craig Sapp says,
I was told that before. I feel sometimes I talk negative and bring negative stuff on purpose to myself. This way I know what I have to do, and it also prepares for negative people's comments towards me.
Okay.
That's just me. I'm always outside the box, never inside. That's why I took the phrase from I am the greatest. You are the greatest, Craig.
You are the greatest, Craig.
Appreciate you.
And Craig, you do motivate me.
Absolutely.
As well as others. I'm inspired by your diligence and your work ethic, Craig. I really am. And the way that you're willing to stand up and be bold every day, it inspires me.
Amen. Melissa says, Pamela, you have such an awesome, pure energy to you. Keep doing what you're doing, Queen. The world needs you.
What a nice thing to say. Thank you, Melissa.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Melissa, for saying so. That's such a nice thing. And I hope Pamela heard it, too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're grateful to have such an amazing audience. We're grateful for the opportunity to be here Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. We're thankful to be able to bring amazing guests to you. We are thankful for everything that God has released.
Tomorrow is Friday, and you know what that means. Friday is Shout It Out Friday.
Come on in with your links, with your website, with your recommendations. Let us know who you are, who you support, and how we can support them.
Tomorrow's the day. Bring in your links, like Lisa said, to your book, your cause, somebody else whose business you like. Also, we have a topic tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now.
Sheila, thank you. She said, I think my order just went through. I immediately went back to the site. Immediately.
But it was a glitch. And I'm so glad that you didn't give up the game. I'm so glad that you reached out to us. But the one more thing we're going to talk about tomorrow, we're going to talk about the person in the mirror. Tomorrow's theme is going to be the person in the mirror.
The person in the mirror.
Do you like what you see? Do you like what you see when you look at that person? Do you love that person? There were times in my life when I didn't want to see myself in the mirror because I was disappointed in myself.
Unfortunately.
There was just not long, but there was those seasons. But do you like that? We're going to talk about the person in the mirror, and we're going to do shout it out tomorrow. Melissa Price says.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Melissa says also follow on YouTube if you haven't already, and she puts the link in there so you can just click it and get to it. But if you want to, we appreciate you following and like us on YouTube so that we don't have to go through the same scenario that
we lose everybody. Yeah,
where we lost everything. We're going to leave out today with the commercial, but we are going to remind you, don't forget to have sex.